Lady J, I think you might want to scoot up a little bit so you have room for your arms. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Chair Yoga with Anna. I have our students here in studio, so that's who I was directing just a minute ago. So just as our folks here in studio at home as well, you want to make sure that you can when you raise your arms, making sure that you have enough space. So the only thing I will ask as an adjustment right now would be to have my student in the back scoot over a little bit this way so you can see me. I just want to make sure that you can see me. Okay? Can you see me now? Okay, good. All right. So again, welcome back to Chair Yoga with Anna here at the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers, PCS&M. I am so grateful to be here amongst family and friends. This really feeds my heart and fills my cup. And as you all know, I am owning the self-care doula part of it as a self-care supporter and advocate. We all need self-care, and when it comes to doing things for others, we need to take care of ourselves first and fill our cups in order to help others. So we cannot pour from an empty cup, and so we always need to keep our cup filled or fueled. On that, I will talk about I'm going to read from Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. And if you haven't read my blog already, which does have to do with self-care, there's a question there that I often ask at the beginning of my classes, which is, what is it that you need today? So just reflecting on that, taking the time to do that. And first things first, self-care, and that's the direction that we're going. Self-care is how we find our self-love so that we are able to share our love with everyone around us. Our hearts are warm when we are able to show up with generosity, patience, and compassion for the ones we love. But we must remember that it is impossible to truly be there for others without taking care of ourselves first. We take care of ourselves by asking what our needs are. We take care of ourselves by making healthy choices when it comes to our physical and emotional bodies. We take care of ourselves by lightening up and not being so damn hard on ourselves. At times, life seems to be one never-ending to-do list. But we must learn to disrupt the flood of life's demands in order to replenish our energy so that we can fully show up for all of our passions and responsibilities. It does not benefit anyone when we live our lives running on fumes. Love is an action, a thing in motion. Therefore, it requires fuel. Only a full tank can go the distance. All right. So let's tune in and ground in. So feet are nice and firmly planted on the floor, connecting to the grounding points in your feet, and then taking a moment to notice the alignment. Our hip points or sits bones are about 6 inches apart, so we want to make sure that our feet, as much as possible, everybody's stance is different, can come a little closer together to make sure that the hips align with the knees and align with the ankles. All right. So take a moment here to settle in. And I'm going to invite you to soften your gaze at the tip of your nose or close your eyes. And we will go into a moment of inquiry of what it is you need today. So taking a few breaths with that question in and out the nose. And from that question, reflecting through your hands a possible answer to what it is you need today with regards to grounding, palms down to ground. If you are in that place where you want to receive, palms up on your lap, open to receiving the energy. And then I invite you into a Pigeon mudra with the index fingers and thumbs touching, lightly resting palms up on your lap. And here is where we access our inner wisdom. Touching the index finger and thumbs connects us to our pituitary gland and our pineal gland, which is our antenna of intuition and how we cultivate our intuition. Settling into our breath, its natural rhythm in and out the nose. With every exhale, beginning to soften the shoulders. On the inhale, filling the belly and feeling the belly rise and the chest rises. And on the exhale, belly falls, chest falls, shoulders soften. Let's begin to lengthen the inhales and exhales. Maybe doing a little count to 3 or 4 as you lengthen the breath. On the inhale, feeling the diaphragm expand. Knowing you're bringing that breath deep in, and on the exhale, feel it relax, chest falls. Next breath, we continue to nourish the body by bringing in fresh oxygen. And on the exhale, releasing what no longer serves and getting rid of that stagnant breath. So long exhale out. I invite you at this time to bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra in front of the heart center. Inviting you to set an intention for your practice. Of course, the intention can always be self-care, but it also can be a dedication to someone or something you want to work on. Let's all take a deep breath in together and exhale out together. And let's swallow at the back of our throats. Fluttering your eyes open, releasing the hands by your side, and then we gather the energy. Let's bring our arms up above our heads, bring the palms together, and exhale, bring them down to heart center. Do a couple more rounds. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, flip the palms, press everything that no longer serves away. Inhale, let your palms rise. Palms come together. Exhale, palms come down to heart. Last round here. Inhale, palms rise, and exhale. Press what no longer serves away. Beautiful. Let's inhale that left arm over the left ear. Reach through the fingertips. And then exhale, float that arm back down. Inhale, left arm rises. And I think I went a little backwards. And then come back down. Let's inhale, arms come up. And exhale. You all got me all relaxed in here. Let's roll the shoulders back. Such a beautiful vibe. And then let's rest the hands on our lap and let's get into our feet. Let's inhale, lift the heels up. Just breathing normally, pressing into the toes. Notice if your shoulders just raised up by raising the heels and then just lowering, shaking the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders with the heels up. Then lower the heels, lift the toes. Lifting the toes, but making sure that your foot is still grounded. And then from here, relaxing the toes, lifting the heels. Heels come down, lift the toes. And then let's spread the toes. Mine automatically spread. I'm just so used to spreading my toes. And then let's place the toes on the ground and then grab the little crayon or pencil with the toes. That's a pretend crayon or pencil, just like when we're little kids, how we proudly grab things with our toes like little monkeys. And then you could do one by one. So usually we do them together. Let's see if you can do access, just one. It's a little coordination play here. And if it feels weird, yeah, it is weird. All right, so let's relax the feet there. Let's extend that left leg out and begin to get into our ankles, giving our ankles a little love as well. And then let's go the opposite direction. And then let's take the hands underneath the thigh and gently guide that knee towards the chest. From here, let's flex the foot, point, and rotate both directions. And then let's release. Let's extend that right leg out and begin to circle. Again, the ankle, any direction is fine. We'll get to both and then go the opposite direction. And then bring the hands underneath the right thigh. Gently guide that knee towards your chest. And then let's flex, point, and rotate. And then release. Beautiful. Let's inhale both arms up nice and tall. And exhale, let it all go. All right, so a quick snippet of information. So if there's any shoulder issues or high blood pressure, it's best that your arms are forward in any of the postures that require arms to be up parallel to the ears. So when we raise our arms up, that raises the blood pressure. So if there's any issue there or shoulder tenderness or mobility limit here, it's always okay to place the arms forward. And as well, you don't have to bring your arms all the way up. We do what we can. We can do the same thing with our arms closer to our mobility range. So just a little snippet there. Remember to listen to your bodies and practice with compassion. So let's sit up and nice and tall, and let's get into our pelvic bowl, and then we'll isolate the hip joints. So I like to bring my thumbs right into the little hip crease right there. So remember that little golden rope that is right at the top of our crown. So that golden rope gets gently tugged up towards the heavens. Take a nice deep breath in and pull the navel in, and we'll begin to rotate the torso around the pelvic bowl, any direction. We'll do about 5 circles. And then come back to center when we're there. And then take an inhale, lengthen again, and then go the opposite direction. And then we come back to center. Hands come onto our lap. And then let's inhale our arms up. And exhale, let it go. Left arm rises over the left ear on the inhale. And on the exhale, floats back down. Right arm floats over the right ear on the inhale. And on the exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, flip the palms, press everything away. Reach back. Press the chest forward, bring the shoulders away from the ears. Take a breath here. And then relax the shoulders, roll them back. All right, let's isolate the hip joints. We're going to support the left thigh with our hands, and we're literally guiding this femur bone right from our hip joint. So any movement below the knee is not connecting to the hip movement that we're doing right now. So we want to start with little circles, just guiding the thigh in any direction, and little circles is fine. Any kind of mobility that feels good within your range works here. And then let's go the opposite direction. So some people really like to get into their hip and feel more, so you can make bigger circles. All right, let's relax that leg, do the other side. All right, so supporting the right thigh underneath and then just guiding the thigh in a circular motion and taking your time. There's no rush. You don't have to match my movement. You just go at your own pace. And then let's go the opposite direction. Okay, and then bring it back. Beautiful. All right, so let's sit up nice and tall, maybe scoot up towards the front of the chair so we feel like we're not leaning back, and stacking the shoulders over the hips. Getting into a cat-cow. On the inhale, we're going to press our chest forward and take the gaze up. And on the exhale, the chin is going to move towards the chest, rounding the spine, tucking the tail, feeling that back body expand. Inhale, lead with the heart. Take the gaze up. Exhale, bring the chin towards the chest, tucking the tail. Inhale, press the chest forward. Take the gaze up, shoulders come back. Exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. And then continue for a few more rounds of breath at your own pace. Just getting into the front and back side upper body here, warming up the spine before we do any more movements there. We'll always want to make sure that our spine is very warmed up, especially when we add some twists into the mix. All right, so I'm going to come back to center. Let's inhale, let our arms rise. And on the exhale, let's bring our arms shoulder height. We're going to bring that left arm across. And then with the help of the right, gently guide that elbow towards you. Let's open up that left shoulder. And then release. Let's extend back out and bring that right arm across. Help that elbow come towards you. And then gently release from here. Any arm underneath. Let's bring them cross in front of us and a little hug. Nice little squeeze here. Maybe elbows can rise up just enough where you feel the shoulders in the back lifting your elbows. And then from here, let's extend back out the arm. If you can remember, the opposite arm underneath. Beautiful. A little hug there. Lift the elbows. Last round of breath. And then release. And let's float the arms back down. Okay. Let's take the gaze over to the left side of the room. And then come back to center. Take it all the way over to the right side. Let's come back to center. And then take the left ear to the left shoulder. Come back to center. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. So I just wanted to get us a little bit warmed up before we step into a little bit of tapping. Okay? So you're really going to feel once we get into the tapping, we're going to start in the center of our body, tapping the thymus. And then what we're doing is we have different meridian points all over the body. And these meridian points, or marma points, they also call them, I believe, are energetic points in the body. And sometimes there's energy that can get stuck. This is different than the chakras. So these energetic points basically travel from the feet all the way up to the sides. On the outsides, they travel in different directions in the arms and across, and every point has different functions. If there's any lung issue or you're feeling like something's coming on, congestion, the lung meridian is actually right here, right on the left side, on the chest, close to the shoulder. So when you're feeling a little bit of stuff going on in the lungs, a good place to tap is right there. Now, If you have a headache, we also have another point here. So you bring it up to, you see that little triangle, that little empty spot, the meaty spot between the thumb and the index finger. So right there, there's a meridian point. And when you have a headache, pressing there for a few minutes, just pinching, and you can do both sides. You can actually, if you pinch hard enough, you can feel your heartbeat. So sometimes these meridian points, when energy gets stuck, can become tender. I actually have a very tender meridian point here that I've been working on because I have a little knee issue speaking to me. So let's begin. We're going to start with the thymus, and we're going to use our 4 fingers here. And we're going to begin to tap just right on each side of the sternum. So we also have points in the face. So we're going to get into our neck, shoulders, and the head as well. And then we're going to bring those fingers lightly up towards the collarbones. And then let's bring the fingers lightly tapping the neck all the way up to the jawline. And then lightly tapping up towards the cheekbones. And then just underneath the cheekbones. And it's interesting, right here we have 2 points. So literally, if you have your pinkies right where on the edge of your nose, there's 2 points right there. When you're congested, pressing right here can also open up the sinuses. Little tidbits. And then let's come up to the temples, over to the brows, up towards the crown, and then bringing our fingers, lightly tapping on the top of the crown, gently leading them towards the back. And then we begin the journey forward, coming back to the points we just tapped over: the brows, temple, cheeks, high cheekbones, down the cheeks to the jawline, down to the neck, shoulders or collarbone, back to the thymus. So now this is where the tapping is going to change a little bit, okay? So we obviously use our fingers and lightly tapping from here up, but we're going to begin with the lung meridian, and we're going to start to tap on the inside of our hand all the way down and continue to tap on the outside. So we'll do that a few times. And you can do this standing or sitting. And then I'm going to bring it across the chest, extend that other arm, and begin to tap the opposite arm on the inside and the outside. Those meridian points are in and out on either side. And then we're going to begin to tap on the outsides of our legs. Then we're going to come down to the feet, come into the insides, and tap on the insides. So out and in, out and in, and literally just waking up the body. And then let's come back to the right arm or any arm, finishing up the stimulation there, just getting these energetic points awake. And then the other side. So there's no set rule in how you do it. You're just basically tapping these parts of your bodies. And then let's come into mountain pose. Okay? So here, I invite you to just notice. You can close your eyes, just relaxing the shoulders. Take a moment to notice the energy. Maybe your fingers are tingling. Notice there's energy in the subtle body, and the vibration is high. So we just helped our vibration by opening up these meridians. Okay, let's inhale, arms come up. Let's look up at the palms. Let's reach back. Going into our first forward fold, flip the palms. Let's swan dive down, hinging at the hips. And then gently bringing the head into a relaxed position here, maybe taking a nod or a look to the left, to the right. Relaxing the arms, either letting them dangle or grabbing elbow to elbow. What we're doing here is just slightly using the head here to slightly lengthen the spine. And then if you have your hands bound, just releasing them. Bring your hands to the shins. Take a nice deep breath in. Lift the chest to come into a half lift. Gaze is down and forward. And then gently, hands on the lap. Tuck the elbows close to the body. And coming up towards seated in a mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's inhale that left arm. Reach over the left ear. And then gently float that arm back down. Right arm comes over and reaches over the right ear. And then gently floating that arm down. Beautiful. From here, inhale, arms come up. And exhale, let it all go. But bring the hands underneath that left thigh. Bring that knee towards your chest. And release. Other side. And release. Let's get into a chair pose here. So in chair pose, you can either choose to do it seated or you can hover over the chair. So we won't do it standing. I can do it after standing. We'll do actually a second set standing. So then that way we'll be in our standing posture. So let's do it seated. Option, if you are seated, to hover over the chair, which means you ground the feet in, and I'll cue it, and you hover over the chair. Okay, so let's inhale. Arms come up parallel to the ears. Pull the navel in. Soften the shoulders here. And then exhale, take a hinge forward. Just making a nice angle. Now remember, the arm positions all depends on what's going on with your body. In front, high blood pressure. Parallel to the ears if no issues at all. And then from here, you're going to lift the chest. And then let's bring the weight into the backs of the heels. Slightly tuck the tail. Continue to gaze forward. All right, if you want to hover, this is where we ground the feet in and lift the hips off the chair. Okay, and then from here, let's rise all the way back up. Extend our legs. Let's flip the palms. And bring everything back down. Beautiful. Let's roll the shoulders forward. All right. Second set chair. Let's adjust the alignment of our feet because they switch around and like to do that on us. So little micro adjustments is necessary. We're going to inhale our arms up parallel to the ears or in front of us. Take a nice deep inhale. Pull the navel in, and we're going to sit in our pretend chair. Beautiful, everyone. Now let's shift the weight into the heels. Pull the navel in. Lift the chest. Bring the arms a little more parallel or closer to the ears if possible. Let's sit a little lower. And then from here, gently rising, coming all the way back up, and float the arms back down. All right, let's inhale, arms come up. And exhale, let it go. Shake it out if that feels good. All right, so I'm going to get behind the chair. And let's step into a nice downward dog to stretch, get a full stretch of the back, the upper, middle, and lower back. So hands on the back of the chair, take a few steps back, making sure that you have enough space to come into an L shape. Ears lower towards, so they become parallel to the biceps. And then knees are soft. They don't have to be straight here or hyperextended. You can soften the knees just to make it comfortable for your body. And this is where we're going to feel the shift of the back moving in different directions. So the hips are going to shift towards the back of the room. Okay, or for me, they're shifting towards the altar. And then from here, the arms are going to reach forward. So palms can either face each other or face down. And then we're going to bring the shoulders into their sockets. Okay? So that's like pulling in the arms back where they belong, right? And then from here, you're going to feel those scapulas wrap around the upper back. Continue to shift the hips back. Gaze is between the ankles. And we're breathing normally. Take a nice deep breath here. Adho Mukha Shavasana, or downward facing dog. And exhale. Next, inhale. Let's begin to walk forward, coming all the way back to standing. Let's inhale, arms rise, look up at the palms, reach back. Exhale, we're going to forward fold over the chair, hands land on the base. From here, lower your head, loosen the head here, maybe take a nod, just a moment. And then on the next breath, let's tent the fingers on the chair, lift the chest. And then we're going to guide our hands to the back of the chair, lifting the chest all the way back to standing into mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, down they go. Let's reach back and open up the chest. And then gently lower the shoulders. Take a step back with the right foot, just as far as it's comfortable. About a 3-foot step back is usually a nice distance between the feet to really get that balance secure there, so you're not too wobbly. Sometimes when the stance is too short, it can become a little bit more wobbly. So as much as you can, try to take a nice step back, bend that front knee. We're going to square the hips towards the back of the chair here. So mindful, another explanation of how you can take too far of a step, or even if your foot is pointing out, that opens up the hip, which is what we don't want in this posture. So we want to bring the toes towards the left side or the left leg of the chair, which helps our hips point forward. Okay. On the next breath, let's raise our arms up. Again, they can be lower if there's any issues there. From here, let's open up to cactus. And then let's bring the elbows together. Inhale, open up. Reach, extend that front leg, and then gently come back down. Inhale, bring the elbows together. Exhale, bring them back out. Reach, extend, and flip the palms. Exhale, bend that front knee, bring the arms behind you. Let's interlace the fingers. Here, if the interlace isn't available, you can just have the palms face each other, reaching back, because we're doing the same thing. If the interlace is accessible, interlace the fingers, let your wrist reach towards the heel. And then let's take the gaze up if that feels good, stretching the front body. Then let's bring the gaze back to center, release the arms here gently, and then let's bring them back up. And exhale, let's bring the momentum forward to bring that back leg to meet the front. Let's inhale, arms rise. Look up at the palms, reach back. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Loosen the head here and the neck. Tent the fingers, lift the chest on your next breath in for your half lift, and then gently coming back to standing. Mountain pose, inhaling, arms rise, and exhaling, releasing. Take a step back with that right foot. About a 45-degree angle, and the feet aren't directly behind each other, so they're in a little train track position. That also helps with the balance here. So that back heel is nice and grounded. Anchor in with that back outer edge of the back foot. Front toe plugs in. Knee is nice and bent, stacked over the ankle. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, bring to cactus. Inhale, bring the elbows closer together. And exhale, bring them back out. Inhale, reach, extend that leg, that front leg, and exhale, come back to cactus. Inhale, bring the arms closer together, the elbows, and then gently exhale, bring them back out. One more reach up. And exhale, flip the palms, bend that front knee, bring the arms behind you, either reaching back or interlacing the fingers. Bring the wrist towards the heels. Pull the navel in, open up the chest, and if it feels good for you, maybe taking the gaze up, opening up the heart and the lungs here, and then bring the gaze back to center, release the hands, arms come back up. And exhale, let's float them back down. Bring that back leg to meet the front. And let's flow one more time. Inhale, arms come up. Look up at the palms and let's reach back. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands land on the base of the chair. Loosen the neck here. Inhale, tent the fingers, lift the chest for your half lift. And then gently, hands come back to the top of the chair, mountain, and bringing the arms all the way back up and relaxed. Beautiful. From here, let's take a balance. So I'm going to step to the side of the chair and you guys can stand behind. We're going to come onto our tiptoes, okay? Take a nice deep inhale in and lift. Pull the navel in. So you want to feel that navel come in and up to lift the chest, shoulders are back. And it's okay to hold on to the chair with both hands. Notice where the grounding is happening in the feet. Okay, so you can bring your hands to heart center if you want to try balancing on the toes. And it's okay to wobble. I wobble. And then we just get back up. And then bring the heels back down. So bringing the hands to heart center just helps you bring that balance into center. All right. So let's sit back down. And from here, let's bring the stance a little bit wider and then bring the soles of the feet together. So just opening up the hips here. Letting your toes touch if they can. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's tuck the elbows close to the body here. So this is, as you're tucking in the elbows, the collarbone is broadening, creating more room, more space to breathe, more space in the heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown. Pull the navel in and exhale. Let's hinge forward into our butterfly. Remember, not rounding the spine, but gently keeping it nice and long, slightly tucking in the chin to keep that spine and neck aligned. And then all together coming back to seated and releasing. Let's bring that left knee towards our chest. And then if it feels good, maybe guiding it towards the shoulder. So another little hip opener here. And then gently guide it back down. Other side, bringing that knee, the right knee towards the chest. And then gently guiding that knee towards the right shoulder. And then bringing it back down. All right. Getting into our hips again. Let's get into seated pigeon. So option here, and this is why it's nice to have a block handy. In pigeon, sometimes there's many of us that can't cross the leg over onto the thigh. So it's a bit uncomfortable, but the block, so if this position feels comfortable with you, this is the first position we can do, or you can cross the ankles. If you can lift your foot a little bit higher and still want that support, this block comes into play. Okay? So just different options depending on your mobility. And let's take that left ankle onto the top onto the right thigh. Relax the hands on the inner knee, inner ankle. Tuck the elbows closer to the body. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, and let's not forget to flex the foot. And on the exhale, we're going to gently, compassionately hinge forward very slowly, because the body likes to speak to us about what it doesn't like. So you're going to feel a lot of sensation on the outer hip, outer thigh, outer glute, all in this area. Take another deep breath in. And those sensations may feel loud. Lengthen, maybe hinge a little bit more. But as you breathe through the sensations, the loudness will dissipate and those sensations become whispers. Then slowly, mindfully, gently come back, all the way back up, and release. All right. So notice here, maybe one hip feels a little bit different than the other. I'm just noticing. This one might feel a little bit more open than this one. Now we're going to take that right ankle and bring it onto the left thigh. Flex the foot. Hands lie on the inner ankle, inner knee. Take a deep breath in and feel that golden rope reach towards the heavens. Pull the navel in, and on the exhale, hinging forward, continuing to keep the elbows close to the body. Taking those nice deep breaths at your own pace. Chin slightly tucked to keep the neck and spine aligned. Take another breath in and exhale. And then let's gently come all the way back to seated and release. All right, so let's set up for our Shavasana. Before we go, let's extend our legs forward to do a full body stretch. So let's inhale our arms up because it just feels so good. Reach, 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 reach. All four limbs open up. Stretch as much as you like. And then gently let's bring everything back and come back to ourselves. Grounding the feet in, sitting up nice and tall. With every exhale, softening the shoulders. Once again, hands can reflect whatever it is you want to bring into your practice, whether it's grounding, palms down, palms up to receive, or in a Gyan mudra with the index fingers and thumbs touching. Inviting you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Coming back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Coming to a place of gratitude as you feel your hips melt into the chair. Shoulders relax. Jawline is loose. Maybe tongue relaxes on the palate. Relaxing the brows and the cheeks. And coming into a full deep body relaxation where we absorb all of the benefits of this beautiful practice. Letting the practice settle in and integrate into the body. Shavasana. Feel the breath come in. Feel the breath leave the body. As you inhale, feel the breath nourish you. As you exhale, releasing. I'm reading a poem by Cleo Wade called Hiding and Seeking. When I let go of who I thought I had to be, I could finally and powerfully become who I really am. Oh, and to find out I had been hiding and did not know that. self-love had been looking for me all along. And now beginning to bring the awareness back into the body by wiggling your toes and your fingers. And then when you're ready, joining your hands in Anjala Mudra at the heart center. And joining me and bringing your prayer hands up to your third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts. Bringing them down in front of our lips as a reminder to speak kind words. And back down in front of our hearts as a reminder to live life full of love, joy, and grace. Thank you so much for joining me. It is my honor to be here and share my practice with you and guide you. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. Thanks for joining. Namaste.